Willie D. Live.
He is known for educating the culture on how to build wealth, one share at a time. Ladies and gentlemen, Leon Howard, also known as Wallstreet Trapper.
What's good, OG?
Welcome to the show, King.
What's good, OG? How you feeling, man? I appreciate you for having me.
Oh, man, I'm feeling good, man. I'm very delighted to have you on the show, bro, because you represent a guy who got it out the mud.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing, man, to know part of what your journey is because you shared it. And a big thing with you is giving information and instructions to help us navigate through this wild, crazy, beautiful world. The finances, by building your finances up. Why is it so important to you that we normalize generational wealth?
So just coming up in New Orleans, I realized that every hood really had the same issues. It wasn't that we wasn't hard workers. It wasn't that we wasn't willing to take risks. It was we just ain't had the information. And so when you don't have information, then you are handicapped on what you can accomplish and what you can do just in the world. And when we think of America, we think about a country that print money all the time. We understand that there's a certain class of people that are always able to accomplish and live a certain life, but then there's another demographic, there's another class of people that all they understand is working 2 jobs, working through 3 jobs, hustling, risking our lives to go to prison. I went to prison for 10 years for attempted murder and robbery. And so you start to understand that if I had the right type of information, so I went to prison. When I was in prison, a guy introduced me to it. And I was like, damn, this crazy. So he literally told me, like, man, y'all playing the wrong game. And for me, that was, well, you ain't here with me, so how you playing a different game for me if you ain't here with me? And so he just told me a couple things, and sometimes it don't always have to be something so profound. It can be a little nugget. He was like, man, listen, wealthy people stop trading time for money. They start making their money work for them, and they give value to people. And that planted something in me that was something I ain't never heard before. Mind you, I'm 16. This is 1999. I ain't never heard that before. And so just the rest of my sentence in prison, I just started reading books like the Rich Dad, Poor Dad books. I started looking at CNBC, and I just started realizing that, being in the street and being a businessman in America is damn near one and the same. It ain't no different. Like, they sell legal dope on Wall Street. The pharmaceutical business is one of the billion-dollar businesses in America. So I'm like, they just playing a different game, but it's almost the same product, and they just playing by different rules. And so for me, when you think as generational wealth, when you think about that, and I think that term get thrown around a lot in our right now, and we not really understanding like what it take. It's more than just investing. It's more than just buying property, right? That's surface level. There's information and structure that has to be there. So if we look at a company, we look at a man by the name of Cornelius Vanderbilt, right? He's the man that who's responsible for the railroad system. At one point, he was the richest man in the world. Well, why nobody don't ever talk about him no more? Well, because even as a billionaire,
they went broke. Didn't his
family went broke?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They lost all the money, except for one of them that's still doing it right now, Anderson Cooper. He's a part of that family. He come off that bloodline, Anderson Cooper.
Right.
He's from that bloodline.
From his mama.
He's from that bloodline, exactly.
Right.
So, that term is so just thrown out there. And for me, because I study it, I now see the nuances in it, and I now see the importance of it more than just surface level. Like, how do you normalize your family being free? How do you normalize your family having opportunities without being slaves to the system? So it's down to me, it's breathing, and then it's building wealth. Like, they one and the same, because we get too accustomed with operating in dysfunction. We get too accustomed to operating in chaos and lack. There's nowhere in the world we can live in a society where you have trillion-dollar companies, you have men worth hundreds of $billions, and then you still have people living check to check.